we got fan mail. And that's today we're going to cover. We've been quiet for a while. And I think that pretty quick here, we're going to have a lot better information of why. But I don't want to talk about depressing stuff. I want to talk about the EPA. I want to talk about stuff that's encouraging. And this was pretty encouraging. Before I read the letter, let's talk about something real quick. What our mission is and what we do to exist. Because if you think about it, most of you, you're not local customers. We have two aspects of our company. We have our repair shop that's in Palmer, Alaska. And, our Robert does very well in that shop. We serve people very well. They do good work. We're always focusing on, doing better, advancing and training. And then most of you that are here are going to know about our online store, a podcast, or, talking about truck parts, keeping the old trucks on the road. And, one of the pinnacles of that is our build plans. And just last week, we crossed over 2,000. It's not 2,000 people that we helped, it's 2,000 people that we, that set a time, which blew me away. Honestly, it blew me away that there's this many people that were interested in one, scheduling a time. I mean, I would have never guessed that so many people would be willing to set aside a specific, block of their time from the day or, from their week to discuss their truck. And in the last 2 years, since we've done build plans, a little over 2 years, we've done 2,000 of them, which is insane. Usually somewhere around 3 a day. And, wow. Yeah, just can't believe it. But the point of that is, these videos are fine. They're, we usually just sit down, talk about a few things and move on. But they've led to really cool conversations that happen one-on-one that are, they're never public. It's not the stuff that you see. And, our mission from the very beginning has been for two things. It's been that we want to have the will, and everyone who works here, to have the will to serve people and to have the capacity to serve people. And, lately it's felt a little bit like we have the will and we're trying really hard, but the capacity is somewhat limited. We're facing a lot of things that I would have never expected. And that was, just blind spots that are now becoming very not blind spots. And I appreciate it either way. But the conversations that we get to have every day with, you guys is really encouraging. And so today I want to read a letter. I got a letter from a student. I'm guessing a college student. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to leave out a little bit of his information. I don't want to dox anybody here, but it's encouraging because it shows, in writing. We hear this in words all the time. It shows in writing what it is that we stand for ultimately, despite what we're able to offer or not offer. So this is a letter from Christopher. It says, Dear Mr. Hogate, my name is Christopher. I'm in a personal finance class. I'm not going to say the school, in Nebraska. In this class, we're asked to write a professional business letter to a company, person, or business that we like. I picked 1023 Diesel because I really enjoy your products and your customer service. For as long as I can remember, I've always been fascinated by trucks and working on them. Some of my favorite memories are working with my dad in the garage or on my truck. During the many times that I had to buy new parts or upgrades or replacements, I found it can be difficult to find what I need. When I discovered 1023 Diesel, the difficulty went away. The website makes it easy to find the part that I need and clearly describes the specifications. I can't imagine what I would do if I hadn't discovered your company. Your effort into giving good information has helped me and so many people. I know that I will be using your products for a long time on my truck. I would recommend 1023 Diesel to anyone that owns a 7.3 Power Stroke. If you're willing, I'd appreciate it if you could write me back or even send me some diesel swag. Thank you for taking the time to read this. Sincerely, Christopher. So I'll admit, that's the first time I've ever gotten a letter from anyone. We can say this is it's a school assignment, but if you're a bricklayer, if you're a seal coater, if you're a builder, if you're a business owner, if you're a farmer, if you're a executive at a tech company, which I doubt probably happened, or a government agent or a police officer, whatever you are, I'm no different. And I guess the trying to decipher between how do you advertise accurately and how do you communicate clearly and how do you offer products that are useful to people from every different experience and walk of life can be pretty difficult, especially if it's not even a matter of deciding, we want to be relatable. These are discussions that happen, in business, and when it comes to media, it's not a matter of wanting to be relatable. I don't even know entirely what that means. It's a matter of we're just doing our job, serving the best that we can serve, and like I said, despite the fact that we hear this in conversations, and we get to see builds come together, we get to see people being happy with what we can recommend. We get to see, and the best thing is when we get to have conversations where people are we get to have a conversation. We get to work through what their problems are. We get to discuss what their the potential issues may be, and then come up with a plan and execute on that plan. And then the end result is that they're happy with it. Like, there's nothing better than that. That's what we exist for. At least on the online side, the DIY side. I can't be more thankful for all of you that have listened and bought, and many of you that'll never see this or listen to this. But something about getting a written letter meant a lot to me, and I know a lot of you know kind of what we've gone through the last few years here. And the trials, the blind spots that we had. I want to be clear about something, what our mission is and what I believe every company should exist for and are within the parameters of it. And it's this. It's that you, as a business owner, if you're that, or an employee, if you're an employee of a company, and hopefully both combined, is that you should have a will to serve and to help the people that your business is there to serve and help. And you need to have the ability to, you have the capacity to serve them. And one or both of those are lacking everywhere. And certainly, I'm not saying this as though I'm perfect at it. By far, I'm not. But that's our goal. And the more problems that we face, it just hardens us to the fact that there's a lot that we don't understand about how to work inside of a market that maybe we don't even agree with. But getting letters like this is really encouraging, and man, I really appreciate the support. The fact that we could go 2,000 like I said, scheduled times where we get to sit down individually with you on our build plans. It's crazy. I can't believe that happened. I just that's just a crazy number. And, maybe a lot of you are going to look at this and say, and this is where my mind goes back. I'm not confident in what we're doing. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know, maybe we're doing this wrong. But the amount of impact that I feel like we've been able to have in this market, maybe I should take better recognition of, and we want to do better. We've got a transmission class we're hosting coming up this summer. We've got an e-commerce class we're hosting. The transmission class is not free. It's not because we're going to make money. It's because you have to pay to fly to Alaska or whatever. Same thing, e-commerce class. We're going to charge anything for that. We're going to do it live in person. We'll announce the dates for that pretty soon. This is not a get rich quick. It's not a it's not a how to make money online or anything like that. It's if you have a business, here's my perspective. Here's the points we can take away from, what we've learned. What could go wrong. What could be the blind spots, and how to address a lot of them. It's not how to make an e-commerce store or something like that. It's how to prepare for what the possibilities are and the consequences of them. So we'll announce the dates for those pretty soon. I really just appreciate you guys listening. And Christopher, if you end up listening to this show or watching this video, I'm gonna write you back. Absolutely. And I really like, whether it meant anything to you to write the letter or not, if it was just filling a role, I don't know. Doesn't matter. Point is, it meant a lot to me, and I'm going to write you back. So, I would like to know one thing. If you guys can do me a favor, drop a comment. If you're on Apple Podcast or if you're on YouTube, or send us an email, contact form, a message, whatever. And, we may or may not write back to everybody. A lot of it doesn't really need a response, but I read every one of them. And if you guys have something that you desire for us to be able to broadcast, and it's something we have the ability to do, I would like to do that. So if there's stuff we can do to help you, if there's things we can do that are going to be useful for this community, let us know. We can make a pretty good prediction, but we don't know everything. So appreciate you guys. Thank you. Don't get too cold. Don't get caught up in any UFOs, and see you next time.